Today, you will learn about simple interest. Simple interest is additional money that you earn based on a rate. It's used with banking accounts, investments, and other financial services. The interest depends on 3 factors and can be found using this formula, I equals PRT, where I is the interest earned, P is the principal or starting amount, R is the interest rate expressed as a decimal, and T is the time in years. Now that we know the formula, let's use it to answer some questions relating to simple interest. Natalie has $30 in a savings account. The interest rate is 5% per year and is not compounded. How much will she have in total in 1 year? Because the interest is not compounded, we'll use the simple interest formula, I equals PRT, to help us answer this question. This formula will tell us how much interest Natalie earned. The principal or starting amount, P, is 30. The rate, R, is 5%, or written as a decimal, 0.05. The time in years, T, is 1. Substituting these values into the formula, we have I equals 30 times 0.05 times 1. 30 times 0.05 times 1 is 1.5. Since interest is a money amount, we'll write this as $1.50. Natalie will earn $1.50 in interest during the year. Great job! But we're not done yet. Notice that the question asked us about the total. In order to find the total amount of money Natalie will have after 1 year, we need to add the principal and the interest. So we'll add 30 plus $1.50, which is $31.50. So the total amount in 1 year will be $31.50. Let's try another one. Spencer deposited $1,000 in a savings account with simple interest. 4 years later, he had earned $90 in interest. What was the interest rate? We'll again use the formula I equals PRT, but this time we're solving it for R, the interest rate. The principal is $1,000, the interest rate is unknown, and the time in years is 4. We also know the amount of interest earned, I, is $90. Substituting these into the formula, we have 90 equals 1,000 times R times 4. 1,000 times 4 is 4,000, so 90 equals 4,000 R. Divide both sides of the equation by 4,000 to solve for R. 90 divided by 4,000 is 0.0225. As a percent, this is 2.25%. So the interest rate is 2.25%. Nice work. Let's look at another problem. Leah deposited $9,000 in a savings account with simple interest. 6 months later, the account held $9,495. What was the interest rate? Since we're again finding the interest rate, we'll solve this problem in a similar fashion to the last one. The principal is $9,000. The rate is unknown. And the time in years is, we're not given the time in years. How do we express 6 months in years? Since there are 12 months in a year, we can write this as 6 months out of 12 months, which is half a year, 0.5. We aren't told the amount for I, interest earned, but we do know the principal and the total in the account after 6 months. Using the equation total equals principal plus interest, we see that the total, $9,495, is equal to $9,000 plus the interest. The interest would then be $495. Now we can substitute the numbers into the equation. We have 495 equals 9,000 times R times 0.5. 9,000 times 0.5 is 4,500. So 495 equals 4,500 R. Dividing both sides of the equation by 4,500, we get that R is equal to 0.11. As a percent, this is 11%. So the interest rate is 11%. Let's look at one last problem. Zach has $80,400 in a savings account. The interest rate is 12.5% per year and is not compounded. How much will he have in total in 18 months? The principal is $80,400 and the rate is 12.5% or 0.125. The time is 18 months, which we need to write in years using the fraction 18 over 12, or 1.5 years. Substituting these into the equation, we have I equals 80,400 times 0.125 times 1.5. This simplifies to $15,075. Now we need to add the principal and the interest to get the total after 18 months. 80,400 plus 15,075 is $95,475. So the total amount in 18 months will be $95,475. Fantastic job! Thanks for watching.